All right, folks, thank you for joining me. I am John Najarian, Dr. J, over at Market Rebellion, and enjoying the comforts of home instead of being in the office. Here are the stocks that I'm watching and trading today, folks. First, I'm going to start off with, as I must, this disclaimer, which says this is for educational and informational purposes only. You guys know the drill, but just to make sure we cover our bases, I'm going to put this up every day. Now, Q infinity and beyond. That's what the Fed chairman had to do today because the Congress can't get its act together. Now, I know Senator Schumer says they're going to get it together this afternoon. Let's hope that they do. I'm not saying let's hope because I want the market to zoom. I'm just saying there needs to be some addressing of the issues for small and medium enterprises, SMEs, as well as Joes and Janes who are going to be impacted so negatively by the shutting down of the government. Not the government, we wish, but rather shutting down of businesses across the country. So that's a pretty significant driver right now for negative sentiment, folks. The sooner we can get something to these folks that are going to be so severely impacted, the better. You've heard me say that I think many of us, if we're able, should be out buying gift certificates to our favorite merchants. I can't recommend that highly enough because I think it helps keep them in business. But this is about stocks as well, so let's get into the rest of the presentation. Take a look at silver. We talked about the silver ETF, SLV, last week. Silver's up another 4.4% right now. The calls we talked about last week, bang, are working. Unusual activity, folks, still works. Doesn't matter what the market is. Even in markets that are trending lower, there are still some things that are moving up and down, and we try to find those. We look for the unusual activity, basically large blocks of options that are trading, indicating to us either bullish or bearish intent by whomever was out there buying that. So that's what we're looking for in silver. We continue to enjoy the ride here and still have my position. Let's take a look at Intel now. Intel's up over 8% today, and this one was green most of the day. It just was, one of those stocks under accumulation, meaning bought. And we continue to see upside speculation in this name. I'll be bringing you my 3 at 3. That is, of course, unusual option activity, UOA. We'll be doing that a little bit later today at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you tune in for that. But I'm giving you Intel here because I've been scalping this one today. It's been one of the stocks that has kept my attention throughout the day. And I'd say, take a look at Intel and see what you think. When this thing broke down as hard as it did, it created an opportunity, and many of us, I think, are taking advantage of that opportunity. Boeing. The idea that Boeing could get a government bailout, well, we know there will be some sort of bailout here, and we know there will be some strings attached to some of these bailouts. In other words, the president has said he doesn't want the monies given to corporations used to buy back their shares. Let's say that something like that is part of one of the bills that the Congress allegedly is going to pass. I think that's just fine. I don't think they should be using this for bonuses. I don't think they should be using the monies that they get from us for share buybacks. Once they pay us back, then feel free. But when we're bailing them out, I don't think, and that is not exactly just a Boeing story. That's a story across corporate America right now. Entire sectors, like the sector that Boeing serves, in other words, all of the United, Delta, JetBlue, American, Southwest Air, Delta, you get the idea. There are a lot of folks that are shut down virtually right now, and Boeing already had its share of troubles leading up into that. But with the idea that maybe things are starting to move along, Boeing up 7% today. Carvana, CVNA. Now, when was the last time you guys saw this? Because I can't remember the last time I did. I mean, I've seen stuff and trading in Carvana, but I have not seen Wells Fargo or anybody else cut the target by 50%. But that's what they did here today. Took the target from over 100 down to 50, but said they still like the stock and it's going to outperform. Wow, it's outperforming today in a pretty big way. Big upside calls, big volume in the underlying shares as well. This is one of those names that I'd say keep your eye on here, keep focused, because we're seeing pretty good activity in this name right now. Carvana. Next one, take a look at Zoom Video. Wow. I'm sure many of you saw that Zoom Video isn't just, I mean, I used this to cocktail with some friends this weekend. I'll be using it again tonight to do that, because you got to stay in touch with your friends, right? But we also use it for our conferences over at Market Rebellion, and we've been using it virtually every day, and it's fantastic for us to stay in touch with our employees, as well as, of course, now K through 12, Zoom Video, and their CEO was talking about how this is a very important way for schools, those K through 12 schools, to basically get the lesson plans out to all these kids. And the stock is responding again in a big way. ZM, it's one of those that just came public this past year, and it is a clear outperformer. I am still in shares of Zoom Video, ZM. All right, one more, and that is tonight at 4:15 Eastern Time. In other words, just after the closing bell, my brother Pete, myself, Mike Yamamoto, Ryan Mastro, Chris Sikora, Brian McCormick, we will all be here along with our special guest, Tony Dwyer of Canaccord. Tony will be on with us. We'll be talking about trading this volatile environment, talking about the exact sort of stocks I just detailed for you and why they're attractive at these levels. And this is for trading, folks. Some of you will use it for investing. I'm using it for trading. I have very few stocks right now in my portfolio that I'm holding and continuing to write calls aggressively against those. Zoom is one. Apple is one. I still have Target and Microsoft. So those are really the four stocks that are core to what I'm holding on to right now. But remember, I'm a trader more than I am the long-term guy. So I think you'll get a little taste of that tonight when we talk about unusual activity, talk about market volatility with our team, and delighted Tony Dwyer is able to join us tonight for that call. Again, 4:15 Eastern Time. You got to register to get in, but it costs you nothing. It's a free webinar. You just register over at Market Rebellion and you're in. That said, folks, thank you very much. I'll be back with our 3 at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon on one of our streamed programs. Thank you.